All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? Yeah. So sorry. I know. I didn't actually get a chance to schedule the live stream for today. I was at the ER late last night. I've been nauseous. If you guys have been watching the streams, I've been nauseous for months now. Whoa. But yeah, I've been nauseous for months now, and so yeah, it was about time. Like I hadn't up until this point, I hadn't actually gotten any imaging done, and so it was about time. They did a CAT scan, and apparently I'm okay. They said it could be kidney stones that they just don't see it, but they said I would have to go see a gastrointestinal doctor if I really want to figure out. But the good news is that I don't have. They didn't see any cancers or anything like that, and so I'm all right with that. But we'll see if the nausea continues. All right, so for gaps, one that I really like that I think is actually tradable is HIIQ. Big range stock. Let's see if it's actually tradable or not. Yesterday was a red day, a losing day. I also restarted my computer, and so my computer should be running a little bit faster now, I think. Yeah, I'm at 200 and roughly just under $20 in profit. All right, guys. So, yeah, so let's see what we get here. So just to show you guys, these are the ones I'm looking at. Oh, yeah, let's see if those are actually tradable or not. HIIQ is great. SMSI is not. EHTH is not. Surprising. VOD is. VGR is. Flex is. FLEX. Twitter is, obviously. Solo is. SOLO, which is a penny stock. Solo, SOLO. BYND is gapping up. Whoa, man. BYND, this one was just at 150s. Now it's at 230s. INTC's gapping up some. TK. STM. NIO. RLGY. MRVL. So yeah, we got some options. VSTM, AMD, MU both up. The overall market is up some. Twitter looks solid. TWTR is probably earnings, is what I'm guessing. Twitter honestly looks good. I went to my Twitter account and Twitter's actually looking solid here. Like they've done some upgrades to Twitter apparently. And Mitch has already got it all set up. Let me jump here. So they've done some upgrades to Twitter apparently, and Twitter's looking good. You know. Ugh, man. Long night, man. Sat at the ER all last night, basically for them to tell me I'm SOL. Let's see. But yeah, Twitter's looking good. Let me show you guys Twitter.
I get to wear my flip-flops to summer camp today because mommy said yes.
You can wear your flip-flops to summer camp because mommy said yes.
Right.
Good. You like your flip-flops?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool, man. But look at Twitter here. Like Twitter's looking pretty solid, you know. The new Twitter is looking solid. You know what I mean? Hey, look at this. That's the new Twitter, apparently. And it looks good, you know. You can tell they added it and messed with some stuff, so it looks good. Follow me on Twitter. I'll post this link beforehand. Follow me on Twitter. You can see my setup. Anybody asking about my setup, there's my setup right there. This is what you see me panning all the way around here. That is why. It's because I have two 27 inches and then an ultra wide 34 inch in the middle. And so Mitch definitely still has the cooler setup though than me. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, guys. I'll post that link if you wanna follow me on Twitter. Let me see. Hey, appreciate it, TJ. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, there's my Twitter link. But yeah, appreciate it, man. I'm okay. It's just I'm one of those people that, you know, that procrastinate going to the doctor as much as they can. Like I really don't like to go to the doctor, um, especially now that I'm getting older. I'm just one of those people that procrastinate going to the doctor as long as I can. And so if I can help it, I'm not going to go to the doctor. And so I've been nauseous for months now, just months. I wake up nauseous. I've been popping ginger bursts, like ginger capsules and ginger bursts for months now, trying to calm my nausea. And I thought it went away, and then it just came right back. And so at that point, it could be a lot of different stuff. It could be my gallbladder. It could be my pancreas. It could be kidney stones. It could be my kidney. It could be my liver. Nausea is kind of like a generic symptom that, anything can cause. And so it was time to get the CAT scan done. And fortunately, nothing major is wrong with me. So, but yeah, man, hectic. Who built my setup? I did. I'm not paying anybody to build that setup. All you gotta do is plug in some HDMI cords here, But yeah, I built it. It's my setup. I have a Dell Inspiron 3670, I think is what it is, an i7 12 gig. I think it's a 12 gig of RAM, only 12 Gs of RAM. And then the side two are actually generic cheap monitors. Like these 27 inches, because like really, yes, I do edit videos for my setup, but the LG in the middle should get that done, with picture quality and stuff like that. So if I am editing videos, I'm using my middle monitor anyway. And so the picture quality doesn't need to be perfectly, centered or whatever. And so I have an AOC monitor, and then an LG. All these monitors probably cost combined $700 maybe. The desktop itself costs like 900, 8 or 900. And yeah, so it's not that expensive of a setup. You could probably get my entire setup for like, less than 2,000. And really, if you watch my older streams, before I got this setup, I was actually running on an i3 8 gig computer with 3 monitors. So I was actually running, it wasn't 3, it was 2. I was actually running two monitors, two 27-inch monitors, and streaming, and doing OBS and Thinkorswim on an i3. And so, with an 8 gig RAM setup. So, yeah. You'll be surprised at how well an i3 runs, honestly. But yeah, Twitter's looking solid. I'm gonna go grab my coffee real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me make sure Mitch isn't here. No, not yet. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go tell my kids bye. My kids are going to camp right now, so I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go tell them goodbye. All right, guys. So yeah, look at SMI. I guess we'll look up some news. Look at SMSI here though. Smith Micro Software. Up to 460. So I don't trade penny stocks that much, but I do kind of know how to trade them. And the basic way you want to look at this is you want to look at this pre-market high probably first off and document that, mark that down. Then look at the major support on the chart. Because with penny stocks, what's going to come into play a lot of the time is actually the pre-market levels, because those are the most relevant and recent levels in the stock. And so if you look at SMSI, that includes the pre-market high, and then there's this big level here at a lot of people's favorite number, 420 right here. And so, this is the range that you could attack with this. I'd be very careful on breaks of this because a lot of the time it's going to pull back and fake you out. And, the big thing to watch here is to see if it actually breaks this pre-market high in pre-market or at the bell. Typically at the bell is what I prefer. If I'm trading these, a lot of the time I think the best accuracy setups is going to be a red to green move with a pre-market high break. If you can get in a red to green move with a pre-market high break and then just scalp that move, then you're going to have pretty high accuracy and it's going to work a lot of the time. At least that's how I would approach penny stocks. You guys know me though, I'm mostly a mid-cap trader, but those strategies definitely do work. We have a member of our Discord, Two-Way, and he trades those setups, and so they definitely work. It's just about if you can have the discipline not to hold on to them, because you don't want to marry penny stocks. You want to get in and out quick because they will fake you out. They will drop fast. Even if you're well into the profits, they can pull back and pivot all the way back down to where you're losing very, very quickly. So you just got to protect yourself. I'm more of a scalper specifically with penny stocks, and there's a huge reason why, Yeah, and right after I say that, guys, look what happens. So it goes right up to that level, that same exact level I talked about, and then it gets rejected, comes right back down, confirming that level again. And those pre-market highs are significant, and that was after I said it too. So yeah, pre-market high breaks are some of, if you we actually have a really good free class on this, guys, on how to trade gap ups and, how to approach gap ups and the correct way to really understand and trade gap ups. And we've published this class months and months ago. And, it talks about the different significant levels that you look for when you trade pre-market gap ups and after hours gap ups. And two of those levels, typically the most significant levels, with gap ups are going to be, there's three really big levels to look for. There's going to be the pre-market high, any middle range support, so like any levels like this here, this 420 level, and then the next big level to watch, and maybe it's not as relevant here, but the pre-market or the previous day's closing price. I used to do watch list videos, and some levels I would always call out in the watch list videos, and we got a lot of views. Maybe I'll start. Would you guys like to see me do watch list videos again? But one of the levels I would always talk about would be, let's see, where's the closing price? 343. So these three levels are the biggest levels of this stock right now. 420, 470, and 343. Those three levels are going to be the other levels that everyone else is watching. And so if you want to go past these levels, you look at the daily chart and you start to analyze the daily chart. You see 350 significant before any of this happened. This 350 level is significant on the daily chart. And then the next level after this, really, unless it has some... the next level after this is just probably the whole $1.05, I guess. If there's no more... if you don't see any more confirmation or levels in the long-term chart, then you can just go off of whole dollars and half dollars, which is whole dollars like 5.50, and so that's kind of how I would document out the levels in that stock. But yeah, like I said, let me know if you want me to post. I can post that class, the gap class. I think it's one of my favorite classes, and I know I'm biased because I'm the one that taught that class, but super relevant class, and I think if you understand that, and understand the big levels in the chart, then you'll have a little bit of an edge over most people that look at gaps. I think a lot of people look at gaps and they automatically think it's strong. And it is strong to a certain extent, but I think people look at gaps and they are just naturally long biased, especially as new traders. Especially as new traders, I think people look at gaps and they start to think about going long in the stock, where you really should analyze the daily chart and analyze the extension of that stock. And especially if you're trading penny stocks, most of the time these things are going to come right back down. You know, every blue moon they'll go parabolic and they'll really run, but that is the minority for sure. So you want to understand that and understand how to possibly take advantage on the downside if you can short is, you know, my suggestion for traders. Oh, man. You want the gap class? All right, I got you. But yeah, I'm gonna post this gap class. But I think anybody that really understands trading knows that what I teach in this gap class is like legitimate stuff. It's real stuff. So regardless of what anybody wants to say about me or beginner trading, I think everybody knows if they watch this class on gaps that the stuff I teach in this class is like legit. Because I've just been trading for years and I've developed a system around gaps. And let me see if I can. That's why when you see me trading, you see me mostly look at gapping stocks because that's what I attack. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and look up some news. I don't know if Mitch is here yet. Let me see. Yo, you there, Mitch? I don't think so. Let me find my. Oh, there's my phone. All right. So first thing that we can look up is SMSI here. The company reported better than expected Q2 EPS and sales results, and so this is just positive earnings and revenue for SMSI. We also have Twitter here, which is going crazy. Huge run. Second quarter earnings for Twitter, which is what it seems like. Anytime you see a big cap stock like this make this type of move, you know the catalyst is legitimate. So yeah, Q2 EPS for Twitter was 5 cents. Adjusted EPS was 20 cents. Versus the 19-cent estimate. See, doesn't it sound like my wife's like slamming that door in anger? Just in anger over there, man. You angry over there? No? Twitter, second quarter EPS of 5 cents, adjusted EPS of 20 cents. Versus 19-cent estimate, so a little bit better than expected results. Sales of 841.38 million which beat the 829.29 million estimate. That's a decent amount over the estimate. So, yeah, positive revenue and earnings for Twitter as well. We also got VSTM, which has essentially filled this entire gap already. So VSTM said late, and this is from MT Newswire, so this is from Market Watch. They said late, it says VSTM said late Thursday that it has entered into an exclusive licensing deal with SNY to develop and commercialize Copiktra and some other biodrug for the treatment of all oncology indications in Russia and Commonwealth of Independent States, which is Turkey, the Middle East, and Africa. End quote. So we'll see what happens. Basically a licensing deal for VSTM, but they must have seen something they didn't like because it gapped up to 170s and then it came all the way back down to 143, and so they had to see something they didn't like in there. So we'll keep an eye on it. FLEX, Flex is the next one I'm watching here. Flex, FLEX. The company reported Q1 earnings results and issued second quarter and fiscal year 2020 guidance for Flex. So there's that one. We got Type, but I'm pretty sure Type is some type of acquisition or a buyout is what I'm guessing with Type. At least that's what it seems like. I don't know what this is, but I'm guessing this is some type of acquisition or buyout with Type. Let me look. Yeah, it unveiled a $825 million cash offer from HGGC. So yeah, you can always kind of tell when it's a buyout or an acquisition because of the way it moves. You know, you can see it gaps up, but it maintains this super narrow range. Yeah, we also have MGM, which is MGM Resorts, gapping up from 29.30s to 30.90. I might keep an eye on that one as well. We also have VGR gapping up because of they're going to replace Tetra Tech in the S&P Small Cap 600 on August 1st for VGR. So that's interesting. We got VOD, which I'm not seeing any catalyst for this one right now. I don't know why this one's moving. We got VNE. And another big one that nobody's really talking about. Another big one that nobody's really talking about is BYND, Beyond Meat. That one is going crazy here. Just crazy parabolic moves. This thing is just, you know, look at this thing's move on a daily chart. It looks way more impressive. Way more impressive. This thing IPO'd, man, this thing IPO'd at $45. Honestly, though, guys, this is the truth, right? This is all just a vegan meat company. Yo, what's up, man? This is all just a vegan meat company here, guys. Do we really genuinely think this thing's going to hold over 250 or 300? I don't think it will. And I want it to succeed. You know what I mean? Because, you know, everybody knows they need some better tasting vegan food here. You know? Like, that's all I'm saying. But do I really think this thing's going to hold over 250? No. Hey, man, you got to turn that down, brother. Oh, wait, that's my echo from you. Okay. My echo is fine. But yeah, you gotta mute it though, brother. Oh, I don't think he can hear me. Oh. I got a fly flying around here. Hey, what's up, brother? You gotta mute myself. I can hear my beautiful voice in the background, man. Oh, Mitch got a haircut, man. Mitch looking fresh with his haircut, bro. What's up, man? I need a haircut now, man. Honestly, I was looking at myself this morning like, man, I need a haircut. My daughter gets mad. My daughter likes my hair long, and she likes me having a beard. And I don't like either one of them. I like having a beard somewhat, but I'll probably end up shaving this weekend. I've let it go too far. It's just too much now. I gotta shave now. but but yeah, man. I don't know if you heard me, Mitch, but Beyond Meat, man. What do you guys think? Do you guys genuinely think BYND is gonna maintain at these huge levels? I mean, here's the thing. It's all relative to what the float actually is on this thing. And so, I guess if Chipotle can do it, Beyond Meat can do it. Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm genuinely thinking of buying a put option on this one. Because, yeah, demand is high, but for how long is it going to maintain these ridiculous levels? You know, I think hype got really behind it. You got a lot of people. You got some gurus pushing this thing. I'm not going to say who, but you got some gurus pushing this thing, and so that's pumping it up more. And like I said, from what I saw on Rhett and Link, it actually tastes good. Never had it before, but from what I saw on Rhett and Link, it actually tastes good. And everybody knows they need a good tasting meat substitute for vegans. But is it going to maintain at these levels? I don't think so. I just don't think so, man. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it's going to go to the roof. You know what I mean? Maybe you're right. I don't know. But not me. Not me, man. I am not a vegan. I like meat, man. I eat too much meat, man. I need protein in my life, bro. Right. Right, but I respect vegans. So more power to them, and honestly, if I had the willpower to quit eating meat, I'm damn sure it would be healthier for me. So I'm not judging vegans. I'm actually jealous of vegans that they got the willpower to do that. I just don't. And I know myself, I just don't. Never tried. Um, yeah, man. Right. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Me too. I like me some burgers, man. Burgers is what I eat the most of. Burgers and yeah, burgers. Yeah, dude, burgers all day, man. You know, Five Guys burgers, super fire. Uh, Good burger. 90s kids. Yeah, yeah. 90s kids know what I'm talking about. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. My daughter likes that movie, and she'll sing that song. I'm a dude. He's a dude. Yeah, she'll get into it, man. Yeah, she likes it. Keenan and Kel, man. I used to watch Keenan and Kel on Nickelodeon. That was my show. And Kel Loves Orange Soda. That was my show, man. And then if you want to get really OG with it, they had Salute Your Shorts. They had My Brother and Me. I bet you nobody remembers My Brother and Me, man. That was old school. All right, let me look. We got Mitch here with his fresh haircut. Man, Zoom is just. I'm trying to get you out here, bro, but it's not letting me drag you over here. There we go. We got Mitch out here with his fresh haircut. Yep. All right, there we go. Right. For SMSI. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I've heard so much about In and Out. I've never had it either. I heard it's fire though, but yeah, man. Right. What happened, man? Yeah. You don't like In and Out, man? I've heard great things about it, Jerome. but I can't defend it. I can't defend it. You know. Right. Five Guys. Right. Five Guys is my stuff, man. I mean, that's like Five Guys burgers are good. Jack's burgers is good. Jack's burgers and fries are pretty good. Freddy's steak burgers, those are fire too. Um, all right. So yeah, so earnings season is upon us. We got SMSI, I think is on positive earnings. BYND, I don't know why that one's moving, but we got Twitter, TWTR, looking solid after positive earnings and EPS. MU, looking all right, gapping up some. We got AMD, which is steadily moving up. We got MGM, looks okay. YNDX looking strong. INTC, Intel, gapping up some on good earnings. Flex, up some. I don't know what this one's up for. I can't remember. LK, up a little bit. And more importantly, we got GameStop, which is looking super weak here. My put option. Hey, my put option is on. My put option's up. I'm making money on almost all of these put options I bought. I'm up in them. It's just about where it's gonna go. I still have about 3 weeks for GameStop, and that's what I want to see right here. Just weakness. It's gapping up a little bit to 408, but I mean, let's be real. I think everybody knows GameStop is gonna fail. You got some people that are all like, you got some people that just for some reason they just want to defend it. I guess the nostalgia makes them want to defend it because that's where they grew up buying games from GameStop. But look, let's be real here. GameStop just rips you off. They always ripped you off, So yeah, that put option is up. I'm up like $5 in it, but I'm up. They're gonna buy it, yeah. Right. It's obsolete though, man. Assets, yes, maybe buy assets and then sell them all, but it's just so obsolete, man. The business model. Nobody's going to be buying digital games a year from now. Like, seriously, like my buddy of mine, my best friend, he's like a big gamer, and he always buys digital copies. And I ask him why, because I'm always just, or no, he always buys physical copies. And I ask him why, because I'm just downloading the digital one. And he says because he likes to, he says he doesn't know, he likes to, get the digital copy, have the disc, have the pamphlet and all that stuff. But even he is now downloading them digital. And so I think GameStop is ultimately going to fail. I think even if they get bought out, I don't think the people buying it have any actual plans on succeeding. And I think the only people defending GameStop are people stuck in the past or current management that don't want to say bye-bye to their position. Aside from that, I think it's going to go down. Oh, Mitch's audio isn't working? My bad, man. Oh, sorry, Mitch. Wait, say something?
Yo,
Okay,
what's
it's
up? What's
working.
up, taxpayer?
There we go.
Solo. I'm looking right now at MGM and LK. I added those two to my watch list.
LCI is another put option I'm holding. Let me see what that one's priced at.
Okay, LK is going to be interesting. I'm actually going to be looking to see if that one can break the IPO kind of start. It opened at $25. Let's see if it makes a run today. It's very interesting. LK is trying to push into different markets, pushing into India and the Middle East, not just staying in China. And as we know, LK is really trying to be the competition of Starbucks and put kind of Starbucks off the world map and push Starbucks more into kind of just the United States market, try to get some of that kind of world market and take some of it. I think they're in a good position to go ahead and keep growing as a company. So I would definitely watch for this one to start getting some strength. I do think it's kind of more of a $25 to $30 stock. So I'm going to keep watching this one. I don't really have a short bias towards it because it has good news, good support, nothing hitting it. And so the only way I'd trade LK short is that if it completely breaks down support would be here at 22.62. So that's really far from here. I do see LK as a strong stock.
Let's see.
Also, MGM's a
Yeah.
gapper for today.
I'm looking at a
Uh,
HIIQ. HIIQ. I just like the way the gap looks on HIIQ. I still got to look up the news. But yeah, I saw MGM as well. I think positive earnings is what it was. Let me see if I can find it.
yeah, earnings, and then MGM Resort CEO promises decision on selling properties by fall.
Yep.
Um,
Second
so
quarter.
that's really, I think, the big issue here is kind of MGM could see 6.4 billion in after-tax proceeds from a sale of two marquee properties. That's the hype.
Hey, I'll be right back, man. So hold it down real quick.
Yeah, $6.4 billion into your revenue will make a big difference. All right, taking a look here. What else we got here? Let's see PCG. How's it doing? I remember I had that incredible spike the other day when I traded it. Um, Yesterday, fading out. Nice fades. Not hard to read. Good 20-cent risk, 40-cent rewards. Not hard to read on PCG. Um, but the real crazy thing about PCG is that I think it either is going to completely fail, just start going down to the ground, or it's actually going to work its way back up, get itself above $20, and really get some lift. I'll be keep watching PCG, see if it can get some lift. Does anyone know any stocks today that they feel have some momentum with a good catalyst? I always like to talk. Oh, there's Michael. Michael's talking about one. Let's see how Snap is doing. Snap. Let's check it out. See if there's any hype on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
All
definitely.
right.
Looking back at my trading yesterday, I definitely made a mistake for sure. Like what I did yesterday is like I had actually really good accuracy. If you watched me trade yesterday, I was milking AMD, I was milking LCI, I was milking Sprint. In my first I probably had more successful trades than I did failures. What would happen is I would slowly start scaling up more and more and more. I would take profits, add back, take profits, and then eventually it's going to break that pattern. It's not always going to work. And so I would scale up and then just get squeezed out. So, yeah, I made some huge mistakes yesterday reviewing my trades. And that's something I have to focus on today for sure.
Yeah, it comes with it. Adding size is a good thing, but if you're not noticing that you're getting that giant leap by adding that size, you're only increasing risk.
Right.
And so you have to see, is the added size here actually helping me or hurting me? Because to help you, it really should be quick moves where you can sell into and take big profits quickly. Now, if you're finding yourself adding and holding, adding and holding, adding and holding, that's usually when you're going to get squeezed out of a position. And then you're going to be like, what did I just do? Because I had multiple chances to take profit, but I was trying to add and push into a stock that was showing me that it just wasn't making those quick moves.
Right.
And when we get paid off, it's usually quick. And that's one thing that I've noticed more and more. It's not the stock that we're in 40 minutes and then it turns against us. And then it all of a sudden goes our way. That's kind of not the way it is. It's usually in our direction. We get in, we get a quick test, and then quickly into the profits. And that's
Right.
what we want to see when we're in trades.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at LCI. I mean, the way I've been doing is I've been trading those range bound moves, and so it's I'll get in short, cover at the low of the day, and then add back on any bounces back to it. And that worked really, really well yesterday. That actually worked super well yesterday with Sprint. You can see here with Sprint, I got in around here, added back on this, covered at the bottom. Same thing with LCI. I got in around here, added back, covered at the bottom. The problem is that the second or third add, I added too much, and then it squeezed up where I should have built up enough profits to be okay in that situation. But I took too big of sizing with the last pullback, which you got to realize, especially for range bound plays, that your accuracy is going to get worse and worse the more times you do it. And so it's not always going to pivot right back to your spot and continue in that range. Eventually, it's going to break that range. And if it breaks on the upside, that's what happened to me. It broke on the upside, and I just scaled in too much. And so, lesson from yesterday, for me at least, is I can take a little bit larger swings the first, not necessarily my first trade, but the first, swing in a stock. I need to take big enough sizing the first time, not the second time. Not the pullback. I need to take big sizing the first time, because that way, if it works, then I put in solid profits, and then if I want to add back, I can, But I think at least that's how I want to approach it. All right, we got 5 minutes left. A little bit less than 5 minutes, actually. Let's get this ready. Your cat looks comfortable right there, man. I think that's your cat. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, dude,
She's
hanging
chilling,
out. Hanging out. At least he's on the right today, not in the middle of the screen.
He probably does that because it's warm, right? It's like warm over there, by your computer.
There's I have like a big notepad here. He likes laying on it. It's like, yep, yeah, you can't use that notepad no more.
Yep, that's his bed now, man.
Could I paste my watch list? Yeah, I got you. I'll paste some of the ones I'm watching today.
I'm a swing trader with CTRE, and looking at pre-market, it doesn't look good in your options. Should I sell? I don't want to tell you, and I don't know if Mitch wants to tell you or not. I don't usually. Here's the thing, we're not really swing traders. You know what I mean? So you're long in CTRE. I will tell you this: this gap down right here for CTRE doesn't really mean anything. Unless it has some catalyst right now, this is just pre-market low volume. It could be right back there. I'm not saying you shouldn't sell or you shouldn't cover or you should. I'm just saying that, yeah, there's no recent catalyst. I'm just saying that this gap down is just from low volume. Basically, I've seen stocks that gap down like this and then come right back up and start running. And I've seen stocks that gap down like this and then continue down. Basically, I wouldn't base the whole trade off of what it's doing right now in pre-market. But it's up to you. Like I said, I'm not necessarily a swing trader, so I don't know how good my advice is going to be. And, I can say that.
So I would abide by that 2250. I'm pretty sure that's your risk in this swing trade. If your swing trade is kind of more risk than that, you'd have to go down all the way to $20 where you find the next support. So I think that 2250 is going to be really key for you. I would watch that to see what happens there. At this point right here, it's just holding at a lower support, but it's not the key support. The key support is at that 2250 area. If you watch the weekly chart on CTRE, you'll have a better kind of description of what's going on here. It tried to break out the week of 520. It tried to break out the week of 617. And then it just tried to break out right now on July 8th. So if it can't get above that 2470 again, the stock is done and it'll crash down through that support. But if it can hold this support here at 2250, try up again at that 2470 and get above that, I definitely think this stock can get above that 25. So that's kind of my view on it. I'm not telling you to buy or sell. I just want to describe the stock for you and what I see as the support and resistance there. You're seeing 3 attempts to get above. It needs to hold support here. If it cracks support, I would definitely get rid of it on a swing trade.
Look at LK starting to push up to test those pre-market highs.
SQ?
LK.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of mine for sure. I'm telling you, I think that's good investment news. I'm usually not a catalyst buyer, but when a stock is expanding and going to different countries, you can almost guarantee that's going to bring investor interest.
All right, guys, we got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Let's do this.
EMPH, MGM, and then tech stocks.
All right, 5 seconds, guys.
That's my key watch right there. You could also look at Mattel, but Mattel fakes out a lot.
All right, there's the bell.
I don't like Mattel because it fakes out often.
MAT, right?
Yeah.
How does LCI just immediately, unless LCI just spiked up? No, not really. Look at Flex run here. Flex, AMD pushing up. Intel pushing up a little bit. MGM pushing up some. But these are just opening moves. I wouldn't base anything off of this yet. All right, there goes Flex. Yeah, see exactly what I mean with CTRE. Look at that. It pounced right back up to 23.20. So that what you saw there, that low is just pre-market low volume. That's all it is. You know. For CTRE is what I'm talking about. So yeah, so Twitter running here. Look at this run on Twitter. Up to 40.83s. AMD spiking. The overall market is actually flushing down here, breaking lows. So the overall market is dropping. Look at MU, Mitch. Wow. Look at MU. Look at that gap fill.
Yeah, I mean, look at that gap up. I didn't even watch this one this morning. It was a good gap up.
It just filled that gap up and then broke lows here. So it's actually below the previous close price right now. Man, just a ridiculous. I'll look for a fade if it pulls back there. But same thing with the SPY. The SPY just broke lows. Twitter's still looking strong, though. AMD's still up as well. Flex is up to 1106. So Flex is looking all right. Honestly, we're getting a lot of strong moves here. We're getting some drastically bad moves, but we're getting some strong ones as well because, man.
All right. We'll try to look for JD to come to 31.87s. Looking at JD, see if it can come back for the fade. Strength in the cannabis sector all around.
SMSI. Yeah, pre-market high break. But, yeah, like I said, I mean, the big level to watch is 470. No, I mean, I guess the pre-market high was at 475 at that point. I mean, I'm looking at Flex for a VWAP bounce if it can kind of make that move. The SPY's actually running up here. Kind of looking at MU because I could risk off of like 95, so my risk is like 6 cents. But I just got to be careful if it does squeeze.
Looking at
Start
MGM.
your recording. Start your recorder, Mitch.
There you go.
Reminder.
Good reminder there.
All right. Honestly, I had to start mine. So every time I start mine, I'm just gonna remind you as well.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah, man. So yeah, AMD, I look for a VWAP bounce with the risk of 29. So yeah, SMSI spiked up to 495, but it's getting hammered and coming right back down. And this is why I said scalp these moves because they can drop quick like this. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking at AMD, and also I'm kind of watching Flex here for a VWAP bounce with the risk of 79. So my risk would be about 10 cents for Flex. Let's get a little. If I can get that entry, I'll take it. My ear's itching. So Flex is at 97. I don't think I'm going to get it. But this is the move I wanted. Just think I'm a little bit too late. Man. Was trying to jump in. Look at that beautiful pullback, too. But yeah, unfortunately, I just missed it. MU faded, too. So I'm still looking at AMD, but with MU's weakness here, I got to be a little...
Good Lord. Can't believe I wasn't watching MU on that bounce up. Watching too many stocks, not trading the best one. That MU should have been a trade. Disappointed in that.
Look at SMSI getting hit here. It's probably going to break lows, I'm guessing. But again, the big level here, it's actually still technically above it. Like the big level here is 470. That was the previous pre-market high. It had a lot of confirmation in that level, and so that 470 level is the big one, I think. Look at Twitter go with the VWAP bounce there too. Yeah, there's the break of that big level for SMSI. There goes Twitter. And yeah, just to show everybody what I mean by this. Like, this is what generally happens with these stocks. They might bounce up at first, which is why I said, if you heard me at the open, I said, best move with these is when it breaks that pre-market high, just to scalp it for 10, 15 cents. Because it'll reverse, and it'll reverse quick. And that's what happened. All right, so Flex may be giving me another shot here, but it just depends. What's the market doing? So market's pushing up. 95s. Is this a gap up too? That's a gap up. $94s. So I could risk off of 84 all day. Maybe 82. So I make my risk 10 cents here. I'm gonna buy 100 shares. Not the best fill for Flex, but I guess the spread wasn't that great either. We'll see if we get another bounce here. Taking it slow for my first trade. What's my average here? I'm curious. 92. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Okay, maybe a VWAP fade. Or a rejection, I guess. Get some weakness in LK. I'm just gonna go ahead and get out there. 10 cent or less than $10 loss. Got my feet wet with my first trade, but it broke this low here, 83, so had to jump out of that one. But yeah, like I said, I've noticed my accuracy has been a little bit worse first thing. CTST, Scott? Let's see it. Maybe I got faked out there, but who cares? Such a small loss. CTST, yeah, look at that one run. CTST squeezing up. I didn't even see that gap on CTST though.
I tried to purchase some on Robinhood at $2. I've been trying to get into wheat stocks on the long. CTST, one of them. ACB down at $6.
Look at GameStop. My baby.
Tell her to pay out already.
Honestly, they're messing me over with this price, man. I mean, I'm only up $3, but like I got a week. I'm just gonna let this thing work. I mean, it's under my strike price now. But yeah, look at Flex, man. This thing may have been a little sketch. Look at the SPY pull back here, guys. Wow. Look at that. Look at that on the SPY. Look at that pullback on the SPY, man.
All right, considering right here, a VWAP bounce for AMRN.
Maybe I got faked out here for Flex. I don't know. I mean, I think I barely got faked out. Maybe I should have held with that 82 risk because it did confirm that risk level. I mean, I know I'm biased, but I just feel like GameStop should give me a little bit more money now. Like seriously, man.
That's why I don't trade options, man.
I got 3 weeks, so it's not like time decay in this option is going to be like a huge factor here, and it's below my strike price, and they're messing me over. It's still break even on the trade. Like, come on now, man. They know. All I'm seeing is basically VWAP bounces too this morning, and I don't know if I trust any of them.
I'm not seeing too much out there. Missed MU. kicking myself for sure. That we can't do, guys. We can't miss a trade like MU. That's as clear as a VWAP fade as you get. Breaking through support. There's no reason to look at any other stock. So missing that is definitely going to be probably the miss of the day. I don't think there's going to be any stock that makes a move as cleanly as MU did. Easy VWAP fade.
I mean, I'm still looking at MU to see if it pulls back to 67, I can risk off of that 84 level all day, and then use a reward target of 20s.
I just usually have a problem taking a trade after I feel like I missed it. So I'll leave it alone now.
Kron faded as well. I mean, I really don't mind flex, but I'll wait. Yeah, no worries, Junior.
Was looking at Momo here, but it's already too low for me to take it. Being a little late today. A little late.
That's rough, man. That's tough, Netron. Yeah, I feel you. No, this is actually a CBD, Junior. Yeah, man. I hope you get that straightened out, Netron. That's tough, bro. That's tough. All right, yeah, I think flex actually would have worked for me, but it is what it is. Now I'm looking at a MU. If we get pulled back there, the reason I like MU is because right around 70s, it's got a lot of resistance as well, and so I might jump in MU here. See if I can get in with 100 shares and then maybe add to it as it moves up. Risking maybe off of 80 or so. You know, my main entry is going to be kind of 63s. And so if I have to add some to this one as it pops up, that's fine. 59s. Going to add 100 there. So I'm in with 200 now on MU. '52s, '51s, '50s, '49s. See if we get a little bit bigger drop here. I don't mind letting it work. Like I said, I can kind of slowly add into it as it gets up to like 63s. This is the main entry I'm looking for. GameStop kind of fading a little bit. Don't do it to me, GameStop. Hey, appreciate the sub, MH. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks for the subscribe, man.
Man, I always hate when I'm late. I have these days where it feels like every stock I'm finding, I'm just 5 minutes late to it. Urban, easy fade there. Easy fade there.
Look at LK, man. That one just got hammered too.
AEO, easy fade there. ANF, easy fade there.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of those are not really stocks that we typically watch. At least I think
Well,
AEO. You
they're
know.
on my watch list, but I'm
Oh.
just not trading it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Misses are gonna happen, brother. You know. You just gotta.
Yeah,
You can't let it hurt your mental capital. You know what I mean?
yeah, it just really gets annoying when you know what you should look for and not finding it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Just not out there right now, and every single one that I am finding, I'm just a little bit late to it.
All right, so I added another 100 to this on MU, and with 300 now. Like I said, I added up to that 62 level. That's what I wanted to do. And so we're just going to look to kind of scale out if this thing starts to drop. I'm in with the 300 short position, which is definitely acceptable now. There's 49s. See if we can get that flush and hold now. 50s, 49s, 48s, 47s. All right, I took half off at 47. Gonna hold this other 150 shares and let this one work.
Okay, tanking there. We'll look for a VWAP bounce.
Let's see what else we can get for some of these. 47s. Yeah, with MU, I mean, we just want to see it down to like 30s now. 46. Next profit, we'll take 75 off and then try to see what else we can get from it. I can also add my sizing back if it gets back up there, but it just depends on what this bounce looks like, honestly.
Marley, stop.
MU reversing quick here. Luckily, I've already scaled out of it, which is why I scale out right there. I'll give it a little bit more time. I'm just risking off of this 70 level now. Hopefully we get a flush back down here, but we got to be careful because it reversed quick once it hit those lows. 68s. All right, I'm out. It just squeezed up way too quick. $17 loss on the day, which is fine. I actually managed that one fairly well to where I only lost $8. And yeah, it just squeezed up. Maybe it faked me out, but hit my risk. I think this move right here was just too strong for me to hold through right there. Yeah, there's 70s. We'll see. I mean, like I said, lately I haven't really had an issue with with getting back in these even if they don't work. Oh, real. Don't spam the chat. Whatever you do, real. I don't know. There's something creepy going on. All right. MGM short, Mr. Bo. What's up, man? Tesla falling. Yeah, I'm day trading real, so I'm not, trading a ton. Or I'm not holding a bunch of different positions. The only thing I'm holding right now is GameStop put option, and LCI put option, I think. But I still have weeks until those expire. But yeah, here's the move on MU that I didn't want, so glad I got out. But yeah, this VWAP bounce is the one I was in. Let's see where it got down to. It got down to 83, so I probably could have held it, but let's see what AMD's doing here. AMD's breaking lows. Glad I never got into that VWAP bounce, too. Yeah, it's Friday, guys. I'm just looking for stuff. At this point, not seeing much I really like. We'll see. It's still really early. It's only 20 minutes into the day, so we'll see what we can find. SPY pulling back. AMD might be a VWAP rejection. I might consider that one, but my risk would have to be small. And like I said, I mean, I'm down 17 bucks on the day, so I just had a few feeler trades. DBD, I believe that's Dropbox, right? No, it's something else. That had a nice little VWAP bounce. But yeah, this is ultimately why I got out of MU. MU could very easily get rejected here, though, which is my original risk in the trade. But after I took profits, I changed my risk. So it could get rejected there as well. In AMD, I'm kind of looking at a VWAP rejection. Let me remove all these old drawing sets.
Took the trade there for MU, risking off of 80s.
Yeah, your VWAP's at a different spot than me, I think. Let me see where yours is.
Oh, down there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it could get rejected off of 85. It does have that previous high there.
I just saw all this volume at 72s. I thought it was going to get a quick rejection at 72s because I saw the volume build up there. There was 100 order on the level 2 at 72. And so that was what I saw. That was the price action that I saw.
I barely missed this AMD rejection, but yeah, that looks good for you now, man. And like I said, if MU does what kind of how I've been doing this, so like if MU comes down to 59 or so, really I'd like to see it come down to 50 and then bounce to the VWAP. So like if it comes down to 50 and then bounces to the VWAP, I'll add back to it. But that's what I would need to get back into it. I don't mind. I think your trade's solid, especially with that risk, but too late for me, I think.
All right. Let's see what happens here. I hit the ad for 300 more shares in with 800 shares here, risking off at 80. I got my ad above my entry price, and that's why I hit the ad.
All right, I'm gonna get an AMD with 100 shares here for a little feeler trade. I just think it's gonna come down to 20, and I might be able to get a few bucks from it. And if not, I'm risking a few bucks. Basically, this is just a VWAP rejection. My preferred entry would have been like 42 or so for AMD, but I can risk off of this level up here all day.
I don't want to see MU past 75 again. Risk right now is at 80, but I don't want to see it past 75. Past 75 will show strength. Below these 63s to the 60s, VWAP will show weakness.
All right, so AMD's getting up there. I could add back to it. Yeah, I was looking at LK for a possible VWAP reject there.
Oh, I actually like it. I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like a bad little VWAP reject right there, honestly. Ah. AMD squeezing up. We'll give it some time. I mean, this is the top of the range. And so it could get rejected and flush right back down. Like I said, I'm risking off of this 47 level right around, man. I always have the arrows out when I want the lines. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm risking off of. I added another 100 to AMD here. Trying to help my average a little bit. My average is now 35. Just looking for it to come back down to the bottom of that range.
All right, guys. Took some shares of there at LK. LK got filled at 56. Took 300 shares there, risking off of 23.74. I'm gonna look to add in here at 60s, 200 shares more, and risk off that 74. I'm still in MU, taking 2 trades here. Got to pay attention. Got to be fast. I do like MGM for VWAP bounce if it pulls back to the VWAP.
Here we go with AMD. It's pulling back for me. Like I said, I just want to see AMD flush down to the bottom of this range. So like down to like 20s, I'll be happy with. All right, I took half off there with AMD, and I got it off just in time, too, before it made that bounce. So, yeah, just holding this one. Maybe I'll add to it if it pulls back to my entry level.
All right. Okay, looking good right there. Quick rejection off quick rejection off the VWAP.
I know, I kind of wish I took LK in hindsight, but it looks solid for sure. Where's your entry in that one?
56.
That's a good entry.
Yeah, the spread was at like 63 and 58s, and then
Oh, yeah.
it spread it up by 4 cents, so I had to take it at that.
Yeah, it's a big range stock, so spread's going to be kind of nasty sometimes, I think.
Yeah, you have to just pay attention, and it has to be something you snap onto when the spread tightens up. It's
Right.
in your favor. So now I'll look to add somewhere here at 65s.
VWAP bounce is what it's called. It's a VWAP bounce is just when a stock pulls up. This is a fade though, like LK. Mitch is in a fade.
All
So
right,
like,
there you go. MU knocking down there.
yeah, man, I'm gonna get interested in MU if it pulls down to this like 55 level and then bounces up to 63. I'll consider MU as well.
All right, there you go, guys. Covered a little bit into that first move, that first pressure move there. Covered $53 there. And I still have 400 shares left at 72. Gonna let the rest of them work and try to get it down to that low today. I have $30 in LK. Paying attention to that one. That one's only a 300 share position. You guys see it on my bottom chart here if you guys are looking at my charts.
I'm back in MU here. Gonna add it up to it and then just base it off of that 80 risk like we were before. Same thing with AMD. I mean, I'm in AMD, but I don't know if I want to add to AMD like MU. AMD, the only reason I don't want to add to it is just because it's putting in kind of a higher lows. So we're gonna try to wait for that one at least.
Yeah, you could get a bounce back in MU to 47.75. So right now I'm holding to that. If I risk 3 cents with these rest of the 400 shares, I'll be fine with that. But I almost expect this bounce right here to test right quick and then either fade.
Right.
So it would only make sense for it to test it.
I'm gonna add my shares back to AMD, so I'm back in with another 100 shares here. Looking for it to come back down to the bottom of the range is all I'm trying to do now. We'll see. If it pushes up to the top, I've already taken profits in it some, so either way, I think I'll be all right with it. Kind of wish I was able to size into MU a little bit more, because I definitely like it now that it put in that super obvious high and then came all the way back down to the bottom of the range. Unfortunate but you're taking advantage of it at least. Somebody got it.
Yeah, it's still gonna test here at VWAP, I feel. So I'm trying to get some more shares in here at VWAP.
Yeah, I think it's gonna test too, and that's probably exactly what I'm gonna do as well. Is just add the size back.
There you go, getting a good move for MU there,
Yeah.
down to the 50s.
Yep. I'm holding 100 shares, though. At least I'm holding AMD as well, so that's kind of the silver lining in it, that maybe AMD will flush with it. Alright, so with MU, like I said, it gets back up to 63, I'll add back.
Gonna give this a shot. If it comes back to my average, I gotta get out. It could bounce back here to 72 strongly.
Alright, so I added back to MU. And only in with 200 shares, so my position's still relatively small. And I guess I gotta be weary of AMD here as well. Up to 40s now. So, gotta be careful about the breakout.
Now, if it holds here 60s and then heads to the 50s, I might hit the ad.
There's 45s.
Would like to see it hold 68, not above 68. What else is going on
Yeah,
in the world?
I like MU definitely better than I like AMD here. AMD's looking just too strong. I'm gonna let it AMD work, but AMD's just looking a little too strong for me. It's at 45, but I like MU here. This is the MU's the trade I take every day, like the same range bound, put in that obvious high, and then pull back down to the bottom. And so these are the ones I really like for MU. AMD, like I said, it put in a higher high. They're both related stocks, but AMD's the one I'm really worried about. MU's the one I don't mind putting a swing in. We'll see if we get the high of the day break. Is all I'm looking for with AMD. I'm going to jump out if it breaks that $0.50.
Perfect. MU created that last high. I don't want to
I'm
pass
out.
that last high. I'm holding to it.
Yeah, I jumped out of AMD. Oh no, it's a limit order. Great. All right, I'm out. Whew, hate it when that happens. So yeah, so MU is what I typically look for here. Let me see. It's back up to 62. You also got to be wary of MU of AMD squeezing up here too.
Yeah, I'm just paying attention to AMAT. AMAT's been doing the MU move, so that's the one I'm going to pay attention. That's relatively doing the same thing. Told you the 65 was very important. It could even hit 68. I'm not letting it get to my average.
No, we're not going long while you're watching for long on it. Yeah, I mean, maybe it might be going up. Everybody's different. That's the beautiful thing about trading. You know, everybody sees different stuff.
Boom. Got filled in okay there. Got to be careful with it.
All right, so I'm risking off of that 80 level. If it breaks that 80 level, I just got to jump out.
All right. Squeezing fast there on me. Up there to 73, my entry. Can't let it pass this. Ooh, good rejection off my number there.
Yeah, as long as it puts in a lower high here, I definitely like it. Like if it can come back down to the below the VWAP, you know, I think it's still solid. But if it starts to break 47.80, I gotta jump out of this thing. Yeah, that's super common, Austin. Sometimes it's not gonna hit exactly at that level. Sometimes it's just gonna get close and then fade back down.
All right. I like when it closes like that and leaves you a high.
Yep.
Boom. I jumped in there,
Oh, which one?
risking off 73, the same number, but I jumped right back in with my full sizing there on
What?
MU
Okay.
because the close high. Now we have a closed third high. Remember, I always talk about the rule of three. Now I just got to abide by the rule of three, meaning that it shouldn't get past that high, that last high, no matter what, it shouldn't pass it. And so I'm going to abide by that.
We got somebody coming in here when he sees I'm in a losing trade, trying to act like he knows it all. They're
Always.
so common, man. They're so common, man. Most of the time, they're trying to push their own stuff. But like I said, man, everybody's different. I like using the 1 minute time frame, and yeah, man. I mean, I'm profitable more than I'm losing. I've made money in the last few months using the 1 minute time frame. So
I'm
I
not even
think,
worried.
yeah, man. I mean, I think that if you're naive enough to think that everybody has to trade your way, then I question whether you're a good trader. You know what I mean? I think that as you mature as a trader, you understand that like everybody trades differently. There's no right and wrong way to actually trade. It just depends on whether you can actually find stuff that has an edge or not in the market. And if you can find stuff that has an edge and make it work, more power to you, man. I'm not gonna try to say my way's right, your way's wrong.
I mean, your name's Flat Cheeks.
Right. Yeah.
Go flat on it. All right. So here's the important rejection that we're going to either get from MU or it's going to push past it. As long as we can hold to it, hold to our number and respect it, we'll get an opportunity to get a big gain. If not, then it'll go ahead and push out. I'll take them I realize that I already have and keep moving forward. All right. Any pops into the 60s, I'm looking to add an LK.
I actually like LK now, yeah, for sure. That's kind of the same thing that I've been doing is waiting for it to put that super obvious high and then get rejected and then add on the subsequent bounces, basing my risk off of that previous high of like 2370 is what I've been doing a lot. Um, I don't know if I'll take LK. I think MU is just the one I'm watching, but
I want to see MU take a dip there to 60s so I can add 200 shares and try to knock it down.
yeah,
If
it's got to
not,
get down there for
I'll
sure.
stop down right now. We'll see this next candle make a big difference.
Yeah, it's just got to get below the VWAP. What I don't want is kind of the same thing. I don't want it to break 73, 75. Because you can see if it, as long as it really realistically maintains under 80, it's okay. But if it breaks 80, especially, it's putting in a higher high, and so you just got to be weary of it. But there's the flush.
There you go. That's what I wanted to see. That's it right there. All right. Now let this candle close. That's one of the important things because the next candle can just completely just push it right up. And so you let it close and see where it opens.
And so yeah, like if it drops down to like 50 and then bounces back up to 62, I'll consider adding to it. But until then, I'm probably just gonna stick with my.
Agreed. I'm
Yeah.
looking for a crackdown through this 50s and then 63s.
Still kind of a small day for me. I'm not taking any crazy risks, but yeah, flat cheeks. Like basically, what I'm trying to say is that everybody trades differently, man. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be harsh on you. I'm just saying everybody genuinely trades differently. Some people use 1 minute, and the 1 minute is definitely more choppy and harder to read. But that doesn't mean you can't read the 1 minute better. You know what I mean? And I guess like I listen, I've run this channel for a long time. And I see how people are. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll wait for people to be into a losing trade and then they'll say, "Oh, that's not working for you." And it's like, "Oh, really? You know, you see my unrealized, I'm down.
All
Now you're
right,
trying to
guys.
jump in?"
Covered a little bit more there. Now have $100 in MU, 105 realized. Looking to add on a bounce to VWAP.
All right, I took half off there as well, right at the half dollar. Yes, I'm doing the same thing as Mitch. Um, these range bound plays for sure. If it bounces back to 63, I'll add back to it, and if it breaks down, I'll take advantage of that. But no, what I'm trying to say is like everybody trades differently. You know what I mean? And so you get a lot of times people are actually trying to promote their own content. Like they'll try to say you're wrong. Go follow my channel if you want to see how you really do it. Is like what they'll do a lot of the time. You know, and that's what they do so much. So you don't understand. Like that's what they do so much, and then they get so mad when I'm like, "Hey, bro, if you're trying to promote your own content, I'm gonna ban you." And they get so mad because it's like they thought they could work the system, but you shut them down. Um,
I actually think the opposite for MGM, and that's how trading goes right now. Mr. Bo saying they want to make $1 a share short MGM. I wouldn't short it there. I mean, it could give you a VWAP bounce. 31 is the support though. So if you see crack 31, then you can maybe look for it. But I think it's still holding bullish.
all right, so we got a little bit of a pop, not enough to necessarily add to it. If we were gonna add, I wanted to add at 63. And so I don't know if we'll actually get the ad, but we'll see. I would love to add there, and then
That's how
just risk it
trading
off of
goes.
73.
Well, now that it got that 60 touch, that quick touch to 61, I kind
That's
of
a new
missed
high
out.
I can break. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't I should have shorted that. I didn't get it, so now I'm just holding
yeah.
break
It's
even.
same thing with AMD. Like I'll think about adding to AMD if it gets back down to let's say 35, and then bounces back up to 45. I'll consider adding back to AMD. It just depends.
All right, I need to see LK break 2360s so I can hit the ad and try to tackle that one down to the 2330s. If not, let it test here. 75, 75s are out. If it gets above that, I'll just go ahead and stop out. And with the 500 shares, not risking higher risk here, unnecessary risk as it tests. Let it test, reject, come back down, and then you can add to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to add at 62. I think if it gets up there, really probably 60 if it can get up there. But again, I mean everybody's different. That's just how I prefer to approach these. But we got to get that now that it put in that really obvious high at 73 because you can risk off of that level all day now, and so I don't
Oh,
mind adding to it.
rule
Um,
of three here coming into play here. Quick rejection off VWAP. I think it's just going to flush through the 50s.
AMD's back down. AMD got back down to 35 too. So if AMD pops up to 46, I might add like a small position to that one too. LKSD, low volume, small range, downtrend penny stock that I can't trade. That's just not my style. I'm just not interested in LKSD. Uh, looks like a larger float penny stock with a small range. I'm just not interested in that one, man.
You know what I love?
What?
When everyone uh, trading has a tendency of wanting to make you what's called the hero. Um,
Right.
the hero is common in trading. People just want to be kind of the hero like trader, the one that is better than the rest of us. And that just doesn't exist, guys. There is traders that have kind of tendencies that have put them in the profits and a system that works to their advantage. And that's really what's happening. It's a system that works to their advantage. It's not that they're the hero, that they're godly, they have superpowers, or that they're just that good. It's just that they stick to the system. They develop the rules that help them, not hurt them, and they're able to abide by them. That's what most traders won't be able to do. They can create the system, but can you abide by them? And can you trade by your system?
Right. System is key. That's what makes you successful as a trader. You know, and that's what it's all about, your system. You know, some people are going to trade differently, and that's why like I said, it's kind of bizarre to me when somebody tries to play the hero and says, "Oh, you're wrong with this, do this," or "You're wrong with that, do that," and it's like, that's fine. Wrong is not the right word in trading. You can disagree with me, but you don't know whether I'm wrong or right. You don't know you don't know what I'm doing. All you want to do is all you're trying to do is just try to show everybody how much you know, which, apparently at this point MU's already working out for us. It's already down to where we've taken profits, and so something we saw was correct. And like I said, if you would have seen my graph, this is my graph. In a $9,000 account, really is what I paid for this account.
All right, stopping out of MLK here, guys.
In a $9,000 account, I've made
Stop that LK.
$1,100 in less than a month, and so that is over 10%. My bad, bro. You stopped out?
Nah. Yeah, I got squeezed on LK. I didn't do the VWAP reject, guys. That's how it goes sometimes. Can't be upset about it. It did a huge reversal move, and that's the VWAP reject for you. A move in our direction would have been 40 to 30 cents. Would give us more than a $200 winner, so that I'm okay with the loss, and that comes with it.
Yep. I really like MU here. I just want to see if we can add to it, because I think MU is almost certainly going to flush. Maybe I'm wrong. You never know. But it looks weak. It's putting in lower highs. It's below the VWAP. And so unless this thing just completely pulls back in. Yeah, see? There. It just looks weak, man. And that's what we look for. But
now we look for volume to increase. You don't want volume slowing down. You want volume rolling through.
Yeah. But Mitch, man, we can't understand context with the 1 minute chart, bro.
There's no way.
We don't understand context, man.
There's no way, bro. All right. Taking the profits right there. It's 46. Took profits there at 46. Now I got a 177. And really what this does is it solidifies my green day. I gave myself a chance to make a big green day with LK also. Anything in the green there would have definitely put us past 200, probably in the 300s for the day. And so right here, the only thing I can do is just try to maximize this gain. And now that I have 200 shares left, entry at 47.70, we're definitely not letting it get back there. I don't want to see it back above 47.63s. That's really where the hold is on a bounce here to the VWAP. But we're looking for this move right back down to 47.38s. And then we could either take profits at 38s or take it at 47.30.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a bounce here. My exit at this point is going to be 60, 59. Because if it breaks 59, it's breaking that previous high, and I'm just going to jump out of it.
Ooh. The one I'm liking is MGM. But do I take the VWAP bounce? LK getting a squeeze there, guys, up there to 23.90s. Definitely be careful with LK.
Yeah, LKSD. I'm dubbing it a penny stock just because it's what is it? It is
JR is the superhero. JR is the superhero, man. JR, it's just like I feel like I'm talking to the basketball player.
The super duper hero, man. All right. Like I said, I might add to AMD here. Or jump in AMD here on the subsequent bounce back up here with 100 shares. Risking 9 cents in this one, so very small. With MU, I could add, and then just maintain that 60 risk. But a little bit too much of a move here, I think, for it.
Yep. I'm going to hold 269. I'll put a stop order. Normally don't use stops, but when I'm that far from the price, you can. That's the one thing I will teach you. If you're that far from the price and you want to stop worrying about the stock, you can put the stop right there, have the stop out there. And now I don't even have to look at the chart. I can take my eyes away from the chart. If it cracks the 50s, goes down, let it go.
Yep. There goes AMD and MU.
Yo, Austin, that was a perfect one. I like it. Hey, I'm glad I was able to save you some money then. The montage helped you out there. Oh, look at LK get that boost. Someone scooped that thing up down there at the 2340s. That thing is boosting.
There goes AMD.
That's the most volume of the day right now in that 1 minute candle, 75,000 shares. Nice rejection there for MU. Don't really want to pass that high now, guys. What is it doing? It's doing a 1 minute bear candle. This down move, up one, down two, up two, going to push up here. I could expect a move maybe to 57, 55s, but don't want to see it back by VWAP. Want to see it push down here, 45s, flush down. That montage said, no, don't
No,
have
sir.
enough money. No. Access denied.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm sure it saved you a little bit of money. So
Yeah,
that's how most people have a tendency of not being able to control their emotions. They would either be upset or they'll be happy. And that's how trading goes.
It's all perspective.
It's not about the wave. If you're trying to be happy, don't trade.
Yeah.
go find a good girlfriend, a good boyfriend, or whatever makes you happy, and go do that. Because trading is not about being happy. It's about working hard, learning that there's emotional rides,
It's about
ups
learning
and downs.
Yeah. It's about learning how to be unhappy is what it's actually about. You know.
Yeah.
In positions.
It's learning how to be calm, collected, and understanding that what you're doing is just what you're doing. It's nothing more. And if you start making it about kind of emotional rides, roller coasters ups and roller coasters downs, you're not going to make it in this business. There's going to come a day where you just get too frustrated, turn the computer off, and never come back.
Yep. And that's going to happen a lot as well. All right, so AMD I'm looking to add back up to 39 with a risk off of 44. I ended up taking another 50 off of MU, mostly so I can add back to it if it does bounce back to those highs. And AMD, we'll see. I'm just kind of, Oh, also, guys, go check out TradeNet. If you go through my link, you can get the intro package. I know some people were saying they wish they could short stocks like we do. And one of the ways we can do that is because TradeNet packages are super cheap. You for less than $400, you can get the intro package, which comes with 14K in buying power. There's no PDT rule, so you can day trade as much as you want. You can short anything that's actually tradable on there. And the commissions are pretty cheap if you use small sizing. The platform's also super solid, and it just makes sense. It comes, paper trading platforms for 2 months are going to cost the same as an intro package. And so I think it just makes tons of sense if you think about it. And it's one of the ways that we can continue to trade for cheap and really kind of learn how to trade. I think that's the benefit of using them, is because it actually enables you to learn how to trade the markets without risking a ton of money. And so if you want to check that out, help support our channel, I'll post this link here as well.
There you go. Third high created for MU. Now we want to see this candle minute close and not get above that last high, which was 57. Potential flag I'll put out there is ENPH. Good pennant hold support at 2010. What I like is I saw a good move in AMAT. Look at that AMAT one. Remember I told you a little while back that, I liked AMD, but that was more of a bullish setup. I liked the AMAT setup more because it was kind of the same way as MU, more VWAP fade setup. And you saw that third rejection clear on AMAT at 50, 87. And then from there on, it's just completely faded, pushed up to the VWAP, faded again.
Yep. So there goes AMD down to 31. Yeah, I mean, AMAT, it looks solid as well. I like those confirmations up there. Just a lot of confirmations. All right, here goes AMD. It looks solid. I kind of wanted to add to it, but I never got the chance. I still may consider adding to MU. It just depends. Only because I've scaled out of it enough already. And I just want AMD to get super weak here. You know, that's the goal now. If AMD can get weak and then start really cracking down under this 3418 level, then of course I'll like it much more. But that's what we're shooting
Ooh.
for. Sevens.
A lot of volume at 51, so I'm kind of worried about it here. Gonna let it try 60, 63, no more than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit to MU and then try to let that work. I'm just back in with 100 shares now, risking off of probably 70, 68 maybe. There we go.
Nice rejection.
Nice little ad there for me right before that rejection.
All right, gotta be careful with it here, guys. Above VWAP, I'll probably get out, push down to 50s, and I'll let it work.
I actually like it right here for MU. I think it might get rejected at the VWAP right here. Kind of thinking about adding a little bit more back to it. But I guess I'll just sit on my 100 shares.
So what's up, traders? Anybody out there doing the competition?
The challenge?
The major challenge, guys. Anyone out there doing the challenge right now? Always want to find out who's out there working at it.
Right, we're the best duo around, Junior. You know that, man. We're the dynamic duo, you know? I haven't even been drinking coffee this morning. Yeah, see, glad I added there with MU. Solid ad. I thought a lot of times we're going to get that flush right there, too, at the VWAP.
Boom, look at the level twos, guys. Level 2 comes in there, rejects off that. What do we get? Queen sweep with the volume there. Now we're looking for big volume ads right here at 50. If you see a nice big ad there at 50, we can get this crackdown. But now we definitely know it shouldn't get back above that 47.60.
Yep. A lot of time, called that one out, man. A lot of time we're going to get that rejection right there at the VWAP just because it's put in so many highs right there that it's just got so much resistance. Even if it comes back down to 50 and then pivots back up, you know, at least we're going to get the move back down to 50. So we'll see if it maintains now. Also holding AMD, which is super weak here as well.
Yep. Let's see. It comes to weight.
Yes, that's what he's talking about. Yumir. There we go.
Yeah, guys. So if you don't know already, TradeNet does have a challenge. What's the reward for the TradeNet Trading Challenge? Is that you'll get access to trade a $14,000 funded trading account. Pretty much you get to win an intro account. As a part of the TradeNet Trading Challenge, every trader who qualifies for the challenge receives a demo trading account with a balance of $10,000. By the end of the challenge, 5 trading days after it starts, the trader must generate a net profit of $500 or more in total. This is where traders must adhere to the set conditions of 5 consecutive trading days. So you need to trade 5 days, and you need to at least make 100 or more dollars on 2 of those trading days. But as long as you close your positions at the end of the trading days and you're able to generate that profit of just $500, you're going to be able to win yourself an intro account. We talk about this package. It definitely helps out beginner traders. If you're new to trading, I say definitely give yourself a system to follow and try the challenge. You never know what can happen. You could get that $500 in gains and then go ahead and win yourself one of the best intro accounts out there right now to give you great, not only in giving you an ability to trade live, but gives you access to $14,000 in that purchasing power with that intro account.
Look at that drop, fellas. Look at that drop, boys. Look at that, man. AMD just tanking here. That's what I wanted, man. And same thing with MU. Really happy to add where I did with MU, and now I can just take a little bit
All
off
right,
here.
guys. 100 shares taking off here at 40. That's how we
Yeah.
do it, guys. We
Yep.
talked about this. We talked about where we wanted to take profit. We wanted to take profit at 40 or 38s and below. So let's see if we get this breakdown to the 30s. I'll take my rest of my shares off at the 30s, and that's how you do it, man. I like your ad, bro. It was
Yeah, I
a great,
appreciate it, bro.
good position, good idea. I was thinking about adding into it too. Couldn't get the bid to be at 60, so I didn't take it. But I do like where you added. Uh,
Yeah, man. It's you got to jump on these range plays, man. They work really really well, and like this is kind of how I've been trading the last few months. Is that whenever like if you look at MU, and I know you're doing the exact same thing, so I know you already know, but we might as well explain it to the chat. But whenever you see a stock put in this high right here, like let me draw a circle around it. Whenever you see a stock put in a high like this, uh, then it comes all the way back down to the bottom of that range. That just shows so much weakness there that it's gonna come down and pivot back down a ton there, a ton. I'm gonna go ahead and get out my last little bit of AMD there on this bounce back up, and maybe I'll add some more to it. But it's gonna get
Look
yeah,
at
there
this
goes MU.
MGM. Do you see this MGM on my charts?
I
Uh,
see A and F here.
that looks so interesting right there.
I don't know if I
MGM
like MGM there.
with it got that inverse hammer, then a green candle, and in that inverse hammer there was probably just as much volume as there was on at 9:35. So
Yeah,
it's interesting.
for
It gives you
sure.
an ability to at least risk. You know the risk is 86, and you know the breakout could be up there to 3150.
Right,
So that's why I like it.
for sure.
I don't think it's the absolute best stock, but is there risk to reward there? Yes. Is there a trade to be made there? Yes. If you look at the 5 minute, this will actually look a lot easier to trade. You see, look at the 5 minute. It looks pretty. But I think one of the best things I did also is I added up there. Remember, at my average, I added 400 shares back at 47.70 on that bounce, that third rejection. Remember the rule of three, guys. I really believe by this, and I follow it, and you see it consistently here. 3 highs made here. The 3 highs are that first move 933, that is 47.84. The second move is that bounce up at 951, 47.80s. And then we got a bounce right back, 1004 to 47.73s. Once we got that rejection, that is the third high. We can't see a stock past that. What did it do? It faked out. It went down for a second, pushed up right to that level, right before it to 72s, and then rejected hard. That's when me and John definitely got that good confidence feeling in this stock. Once it rejects at that level and gets back below VWAP, that's when you heard John saying, "All right, now I'm willing to add at any consequential bounce to the VWAP. Any bounce to the VWAP, we can go ahead and add our sizing right back in and take it at the low of the range." And that's what John did. You saw it bounce first to 47.59, pull down to 44s, push back up to 58s, pull down to 43s, push back up to 59, pull right back down to the 40s this time.
Look at
And
Y and
that's how
DX.
you can trade that.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I've been doing that for months, man, and it works super well. And again, it's very obvious. Like I know I've probably explained this 1,000 times already, but so this is the range I'm attacking here. This is the range, and so all I'm trying to do is the VWAP is kind of like the neutral point. And so when a stock puts in an obvious high like this up here, and then gets rejected all the way back down to the $0.50, and then it bounces back, I'm gonna short into that bounce every single time I'm in this trade. And I'm going to add back to it if it breaks below the VWAP and then bounces back. Because then I'm just trying to take advantage of the range. And look at exactly where it goes after that. What does it do after that? It comes right back down almost to the exact bottom of the range right here with this move, with this doji candle. And so these happen so much, and it's just taking advantage of the range. And that's all trading is. It's just finding an anomaly in trading and in stocks and in the market, and then manipulating that to profit from. And that's it. That's all it is. Technical analysis does work, but the only reason it works is because other people think it does. But it doesn't matter because it works. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in that way, and it works. I pulled myself into green on the day, which is what I'm happy about. And I could also think about adding back on MU. Look at Y and DX there, though, man. That one.
All right,
All the
don't
way
want to
back.
see it past that 47.60. Giving it a chance to hold here and then break back down to the 30s.
I work in a 3-minute chart. Works good for me. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. I used to trade especially when I traded penny stocks. I used to do the 3-minute chart, but
I
I like
mean,
1 minutes.
I talk about this all the time. I never say that the 1 minute's your only chart.
Oh no, not at all.
I am clear fighter on what I call macro and micro. And that's what I tried to also stress to John a lot of times. And John hears me talk about it is there's micro and macro moves. And so if you're using bigger time frames, of course, you're just going to look for more of what we call a macro move, a bigger time frame move with a higher risk, but also the reward is expanded, and it gives you kind of the same kind of trading method. When you're trading micro moves, you're looking at that 1 minute. You're looking for momentum moves. You're looking to see quick changes in momentum, and that's what you're trading on. When you're trading off the 15-minute, you don't need to react quickly. You have 15
Right.
minutes.
It's just about whether with long-term charts. And I'll look at this is typically what I do. Like I'll look at the daily chart, and then I'll look at most of the time. It depends on the way you're trading. If you're trading and only holding for a few minutes, then the macro chart's not going to be as significant as you might think. But if you're trading, longer term day trades where it's like 30 minutes to an hour, and that's how long you're waiting for the move, then the macro charts, the 5 minute to daily, are super relevant, and you want to pay attention to those. Especially with regard to extension levels. Extension levels are huge, and that's really what I base most of my swing trades and most of my put option on, is not the daily chart. I mean, that would be crazy. Or not the intraday chart, but the long-term daily chart, the weekly chart, anything over that, because that's the most relevant thing. But with 1 minute, so here's the difference. So like the 1 minute chart, it's going to give you a little bit more detailed description of what that stock is doing. But it's also going to have a lot of fluff in there that's not necessarily relevant to you. And so you just got to learn to read the 1 minute and understand what patterns look like on the 1 minute. But if you learn what the patterns look like on the 1 minute, you can, like Mitch and I are profitable more than we're losing. you know. And I'm most of the time using a 1 minute chart. And like I said, and most of this graph is from me using a 1 minute chart. You know what I mean? And so it just depends. Everybody's a little bit different in trading. Some people are going to prefer the 2 minute or the 3 minute or the 5 minute. I prefer the 1 minute. I like mostly because VWAP fades for me are easiest to see on the 1 minute. And it's easier to see where I can add to the stock to have a favorable position on the 1 minute. But again, everybody is different. And that is the single biggest thing that I think you learn as you mature as a trader. You know, like I said, we get people here that jump on here. They wait for me to have a losing day. And then they're just so excited to tell me I'm wrong. They get so excited. They're just like, you're wrong here. I'm right. A lot of the time, they'll try to kind of subtly plug themselves in some way or another. We get it on the Discord too.
The heroes.
Yeah. And we get those people all the time. But what they really don't understand about the market is that everybody is different. Everybody trades differently. And if they can make it work, they can make it work. I'm not going to tell somebody they're wrong just because they trade differently than I do. Or they use a different time frame than I do. You know, and I'm sure some people are going to say, yeah, well, you should take all the time frames and then combine them to get the best perspective. And yeah, that's true a lot of the time. But specifically with day trading, the 5 minute and 1 minute, if you know how to read the 1 minute, it can be just as effective as learning how to read the 5 minute, especially if it's short-term day trading. And so telling me, you know, basically, you get a lot of people that want to pretend to be know-it-alls in trading. And a lot of times they're trying to push their own stuff. But
And that's really, I mean, that's really what our channel is really all about, guys. I think we say it constantly. We don't try to be experts. We try to teach you from experience. Just like we try to tell you guys that what we're doing is trying to teach you guys how to even perfect your own strategies, how to create a complete trading plan. And that's really what we're trying to teach here, guys. We're not trying to say that there were better traders than you guys, because that would be that it's a competition between me and you. It's
right,
not a competition between me and you, just like it's not a competition between John or I.
right,
I could look at John and be, frustrated when he makes money, or he could look at me at the same way and be frustrated, but we don't. What we have a tendency to do is always remind ourselves, win or lose, that it was a system that got us there and how we can better even manage that system to get us bigger gains. And that's
right,
what we're trying to do. And so that's why we'd never really knock anybody or push bad about anybody.
right.
Even the gurus that we feel are faking it out there.
Oh, they
We're not
definitely
trying.
are.
We're not trying to really knock them down. What we're trying to show is that we are as real as it gets.
Right.
And if we can do that, I think that's our
That's the
accomplishment,
goal.
and
Right.
that's the goal. And then you guys can learn from that. And that's really what we want. We want you guys to learn, because if not, then we're just here wasting our time. As you see, John and I can trade from away from the stream and trade really well. Um,
I
so
trade better off stream, honestly. I genuinely trade better, and I'm definitely more comfortable when I don't have 100 people watching me trade. Easily more comfortable. But the reason we stream is so you guys know we are not faking this. You know what I mean? We are not faking this. What we show is what we get. You can be profitable in day trading, and like I said, the biggest thing that you want to learn, the biggest thing that you learn as you mature as a trader, is that just because somebody does not trade like you does not mean they are wrong. And if you try to approach it with a know-it-all hero perspective to where you're wrong, I'm right, go check out my classes, go check out my course, like, it just seems desperate, and it shows you're naive. You know, that's all it shows, is the naivety of that person. And so at a certain point, you got to realize that everybody's different. The trading world is so broad that there's so many different niche strategies. There's different niches in the market where different people are trading different things. Some of them are trading the opposite of how I am. Some people are taking the opposing end of my trades. And that's fine. I mean, in my opinion, I think they're going to lose more than they win. But I'm not going to say you can't make it work, because like this is a perfect example of it. You know, I like VWAP fades. Here's a VWAP fade on MU. Some people are jumping in long once you get some confirmation in this bottom here. Once you get this, this, and this, some people are jumping in long right here and riding it up to the VWAP, up here. Essentially taking the complete opposite of what I'm doing. I'm trying to ride the VWAP down. They're riding the VWAP up, you know, and so they're doing essentially the opposite. And they're not wrong for doing that. And so it's like everybody's different. And the biggest thing, if you want to know whether somebody's full of if somebody's full of stuff or not, some full of crap or not, if you want to know whether somebody's full of it, see how much they act like a know-it-all. If they act like a know-it-all and they're constantly criticizing other people, then they probably don't know anything. And it's goes back to, Hamlet. Methinks thou doth protest too much. I think you're making too big of a deal criticizing other ones, so you're full of it. Is basically what that means.
I agree. All right, guys, we're gonna get this momentum push here in MU. I will be probably selling into this push down here. Seeing it down to get to that 38 level that I wanted to take. That was the intended reward. We also talked when it break 38s that it could go down to the 30s. So let's see where we get this move down to.
And like I said, guys, go check out TradeNet. The best, honestly, go check out Trade Ideas. I'll post those links. The best scanners in the game by far. Super customizable. Allow you to do a lot of different stuff with them. And so go check them out. I'll post this link. Super cool company. Really, they allow me to stream these scans every day, and so I can just respect them for that reason. Just genuinely a cool company. Go check them out. There's the link. You want to help support the channel. If you're interested in using the best scanners in the game, go check out Trade Ideas. There's that link. Also, go check out TradeNet. Like I said, one of the ways Mitch and I can trade like this, and one of the ways I can trade so small like this, like I did today, buying 100 shares or 50 shares, is because on TEFs, TradeNet's partnering broker, anything less than 300 shares, you're spending like $4 or $5 for a total round trip. Your round trip in and out is like $4 or $5. And so that's unheard of in the trading world. That's so cheap. Sure trader, you're paying $20 a trade no matter what you do most of the time. And so commissions are super cheap. There's no PDT rule. You get a ton of buying power versus what you're paying for it. And it's basically like a prop firm. That's how they operate. It's very similar to a prop firm. You pay for the package, and then you get their trading course, access to their chat room, a demo account, and then the funded account program. And then with that funded account, you do have the potential to make money. There's a profit split of 70-30 with the base package. And so if I make $1,000 in net profit, I keep $700 and they keep $300. But again, the max loss is $700. So you get $14K with their base package. If you go under $13,300, they close your account down. But again, you're paying less than $400 for this package with the ability to lose $700. And so you're almost getting twice as much to lose. And so the risk reward is super solid, and it comes with all that added stuff. And so that bundle with the trading course, chat room, demo account, plus the funded account, all of that combined just makes tons of sense for new traders. It's one of the ways you can short stocks. It's one of the ways you can short stocks without risking a ton of money and without necessarily needing to deposit a ton of money. Here, I'm going to put Mitch up here in full screen.
All right, guys. Just covered there at the what?
Low of the day.
The low of the day. And that's what we trade, guys. That's what we want to do.
Nice work, brother.
Yep. Not bad. $244 on MU. Bigger than we wanted. Probably lost on LK. We got to squeeze. We wanted to get out at 75. Not always are you going to get the out that you want. That's why you got to give yourself room and understand that you got to hold to your limit. And that's what happened. We took a little bit bigger loss. It was supposed to only be $100, $33 more, but I'll take it. Hey, another $100 day to my account, and I'll move forward.
Yeah, man. Nice work, brother. Oh, you sent me that class, bro?
You could just push it just from the one that you have off the recording.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Yeah, like I said, go check out TradeNet. There's the link in the chat if you want to check them out. I also have a full breakdown, like a walkthrough of them, where I review the pros and cons. There are some cons, but in this video I'm posting right now, I break down those pros and cons so you can really see what it is. And so if you want to see that, here, I'll post that here as well.
All right, guys. So everybody, I want to let you guys know we are going to be releasing a class on level 2 in time and sales. I know how often I hear questions about traders trying to learn about price action and level 2. This is going to be one of the, I think, the most important classes that you can watch from our course. Not only is it going to be able to help you learn a little bit about price action, it's going to teach you some about level two and about the time and sales. One of the things I always talk about is being able to combine understanding between the level two and the time and sales is really what lets you understand price action. Because if you don't see the level two actually filling on the time and sales, then all you're doing is just kind of buying into what I call the noise of the trade. And we'll be going over that. It's a great class. Definitely check it out. Should be coming out. John and I today.
Later, guys.